Anytime in the last 15 years when the topic of hunting comes up, Bubs is sure to mention elk. Well, he finally found a place, the Outlaw Ranch in North Dakota. And not only do they have trophy elk, but ducks as well. And with a wet spring, there were reports of record numbers of ducks and the chance for a trophy elk. But first, we had to get there. Bubs drove up to meet me in Hudson, packed up the truck with our gear, and got ready to hit the road. As we pulled out of the driveway, we input the destination into the GPS for our cross-Midwest trip. We had an awful long way to go, but it didn't really matter. There was good entertainment on the radio, and the scenery just got better and better, even though the land got flatter and flatter. Before we knew it, we were entering North Dakota, and not long after that, we got a glimpse of the wildlife we might be in store for.
World's largest buffalo, next exit. I think you should try and get one that big. That would be awesome. Probably ride it back there. We'd have to ship it home on like a 747, one of those C-130s from the Army.
As we pressed on, the land around us became more and more desolate. The road stretched straight as an arrow for miles, so we knew when we got to Carrington, it was our last chance to stock up on emergency supplies.
We're in Carrington. We're getting beverages necessary for survival. We're at the survival shop. We're gonna be out in the middle of nowhere, so we need necessities. Here it comes. 24 cans of deliciousness. Thanks. Did you say 460? 40. 40? I think. No way. There's no way that's 40 bucks, is it? 24. We're gonna find out. Give her them back if it's 40. $20.60. Okay. Thanks. You too. Well executed. Survival gear attained.
As we got closer and closer to the Outlaw Ranch, we began seeing more and more ducks. And with Bubs not being the most patient man in the world, it's a good thing I was there to make sure we didn't end up in jail before our hunt even started.
Wanna shoot them? We have to cross that barbed wire fence, man. And we're on a paved road. Stop trying to make us lose our privileges before we even start.
Soon paved roads were a thing of the past. Dirt roads stretched on for miles and miles. As the sun set in the west, we made our final turn down the road that would lead us to the Outlaw Ranch and hopefully a trophy elk tomorrow morning. We awoke the next morning to perfect conditions. Clear sky, light breeze, perfect temperature. And wouldn't you know it, right when we were driving into the spot, we could see an elk in the distance standing on the horizon, an omen to the excitement that would lie ahead. Marty had built a scouting stand in a location that the elk liked to move through. We quietly entered the stand and began surveying the area to see if we could spot one of the trophies lurking somewhere in the timber. As it got brighter outside, Marty's trained eye thought he saw some movement far off in the distance. He was able to spot two nice bulls some ways off. The first one, which was laying on a hill and had seen us already from a mile away, and another that was browsing in some nearby timber. We decided he would be the best elk to pursue and began to set up a strategy to stalk him. Once we had one in place, we climbed out of the stand and began to quietly move in his direction. Bubs had decided to go with a muzzle loader for the hunt, so we prepared that and began to close the distance on that big elk. We figured we had pretty good cover in between him and us, and so we tried to close the gap pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I think we got ahead of ourselves and moved in a little too quickly. That elk bolted pretty good, but Marty let us know he was in between us and a patch of water. We decided to set off in pursuit up through a narrow corridor to see if we could catch up to that elk one more time. With lessons learned from the first time, we stayed to the thicket, and after a lot of walking, Bubs finally thought that he saw it off in the distance.
So, these aspens end, and then there's that green tree. He's just on the other side. We'll see if we can get right up to that green tree. I was gonna say if we can keep that tree between us and the elk. Let's just go for that. The green tree. Are you? All you gotta do is pick it off. Safe. Yep.
With the elk spotted off in the distance, we didn't want to blow our second chance, so we decided to cut back in and circle around and approach the elk with the wind in our favor. When we emerged from the thicket, we found the elk quartering in a perfect direction right toward us, and we decided just to sit tight and see what would happen.
When he comes to that corner, should I take him? Wait until he's as close as you can get. Come on, baby. Should I take him? How far is he? That's still probably 80 yards. Oh. I don't see him down here.
The elk disappeared behind a hill, and we repositioned to get a better shot when he'd come out the other side.
What's that? What'd you say?
But it was almost like he could sense us there, and he just didn't quite come in close enough for a shot. He disappeared back into a thicket, and we pursued around the other side, hoping to cut him off when he emerged. When we got to the other side of the thicket, we crested a small rise in the open plain, and were surprised by what we saw. There was a small herd of elk in the clearing, but not the bull we had been targeting.
They haven't seen us yet either. We could sneak back and you could get to 30 out 6. You got nice spread too. Yeah, the one on the left pretty sweet too. Yeah, he's looking out. Just wait for him to turn though. Be patient.
As we waited for the elk to present a shot, and I found out how bad the focus was on this particular camera, the bull we had been targeting all morning emerged on the crest of the hill behind the other two. And with all those eyes and ears looking out for trouble, and no chance to get close enough with the muzzleloader, Bubs had to make a snap decision.
I think that's him. I think I'm at the right. Can you stay low enough? Don't worry, if it comes close enough, I'll shoot him. Stay low.
And with that, Bubs began making an incredibly quick and surprisingly quiet sneak back to the stand where the rifle was located. Before we knew it, he was back, and it was time for him to take his shot.
Yeah, that's him. Right now. Wait. What do you think?
You're okay. You got him. Sure again. You want to.
Chicken shit.
Sorry. I told you I was on from a long ways away.
And with that, the 15-year dream came to its conclusion.
Coming out of the woodwork.
What a day, what a morning. Huh?
Unbelievable, man.
That's cool. You did all right.
Yeah. That's awesome, thanks.
That's cool.
That was good, man.
Only needed 2 guns to kill him.
All that was left to do now was go over and admire the monster elk Bubs had just taken. As we examined the elk to see where the shots had hit, we discovered that the second one was a perfect shot right in the spine that dropped the elk where he stood. If you watch the video in slow motion, you can actually see right where it hits. Well, as we were getting accustomed to, Marty had everything under control. All we had to do was wrap a cable around the elk, load him into the trailer, and before we knew it, we were headed back to camp to dress him out. All that was left to do now was talk about the amazing memories we had created that morning.
Well, did it live up to the potential?
Awesome.
Well, with the elk in the bag, it was time for us to spend the rest of the trip chasing after the millions of ducks that are found in North Dakota. And as a couple of guys who really don't have a lot of experience, we still managed to find ducks all over the place. It was also time for me to pick up the shotgun So without a cameraman, it was impossible to catch all the action. But here's a montage of some of the action we found while we were chasing ducks on our amazing trip to North Dakota.
Yeah, buddy. We got all of them. We got every single one. Single coming in. See the other two? Yeah. That was awesome. Did you get the second? Yeah. Huh? I didn't have one in the tree. Me either. Idiots. Huh? I said idiots.
So, day one hunting in North Dakota, you got something in your left hand, Bubs, and now both hands.
Yeah, there's two, some teal or something.
Cadwall.
Yeah, buffler,
I see blue and green wing.
bufflehead.
Bufflehead. We got ring bills. How many ducks did you get?
There's 5, 6, 7,
And more to come?
11. This morning we hunted for like an hour.
Yep.
And we almost limited out.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
We lost one to diving, but other than that.
We got them all back, and we missed even, we could have had twice as many if we knew what the hell we were doing.
Yeah, 'cause and this morning we were setting up a decoy and 4 of them flew in.
Yep. North Dakota living up to the hype.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Sweet. All right, man, we're gonna go get some breakfast and then jump shoot.
Yep.
See if we can get the last one.
Yep.
All right.
Do it.
All right. North Dakota. Did pretty well this morning. Did a little jump shooting this afternoon. The wind is howling pretty good, as you can see on the trees over there. Show 'em, Bubs. Yep. Wind's rolling pretty good. So they didn't want to fly, but we figured out that if we could get downwind, come up behind them, and then jump them, man, they'd come popping up and just kind of hover there. So we had some good opportunities. Got some gadwall and a couple of younger mallards there. So
how many ducks have we gotten in the last 2 days?
20. We're at 20 right now. It's phenomenal. Can't believe it. They just keep coming.
Stuff.
A couple of yahoos that have no clue, and we're just tearing them up. So we're loving it. Got another full day to go, so we'll probably have some more to show you before too long.
Our last morning in North Dakota featured perfect weather, but not very many ducks. What we did get, however, was our first bad stroke of luck of the trip.
What did we just do, Bubs?
Sit here for 2 hours and see anything.
We just decided to call it quits like 2 minutes ago.
Well, we picked up the decoys and got ready to do one last round of jump shooting on our last day in North Dakota.
Alright, last morning here in North Dakota. We're wrapping her up for the week. And not even the week, for the 3 days. If you'll notice, right back there, we're just waiting for the 33rd duck of our 3-day adventure to float to shore, and then we're gonna head out. Pretty sweet trip for a couple of yahoos who have no clue, pretty much. We probably, if we did, we probably could have killed about 80 ducks, but we basically got our limit like every day unofficially, so it was pretty sweet. And we're gonna head home now with about 500 pounds of elk and what is that, 66 duck breasts for munching on. So
good
get
stuff.
ready at Christmas time, you know what you're getting.
On our last night, we swapped stories with the other guests at the Outlaw Ranch. Everyone there had made quite a few amazing memories. Before we knew it, it was morning and it was time to pack up and head out. And we packed the car up strategically to make sure everyone would notice what an awesome time we had at the Outlaw Ranch in North Dakota.